This is your morning drive with Mr. Goldman, the third of the series. And if you watched my last video, thank you. And if you haven't, I advise you go to my YouTube channel at my name, Sadek Goldman, and watch. You might learn a thing or two about contentment and making the most of what we have, what you have. Interesting feedback as well. All are in agreement with the message, less is more, which is good. And before I talk about the brief message I want to say today, I just want to give out a recommendation out there for the guys watching this. Those of you that shave, by the way, so it's an aftershave recommendation. It's rare, right? I've been using it for the last 1 month or two, probably. It's an aftershave from Marks and Spencer called Wood Spice Gentleman Aftershave. As the name implies, it has a woody aroma, and as you will know, most aftershaves have this strong, spicy feel in you when you apply them, and sometimes it's quite uncomfortable. But this just has the right amount not to make you uncomfortable. So I recommend you try it. Again, the name is Marks and Spencer Wood Spice Gentleman Aftershave. Thank me if you like it. If you don't, find your square root. So briefly today, I will want to talk about gratitude, because this week has been a lot of that for me. Internally, I have spent the whole week from Monday till yesterday traveling through rural areas, and I really mean very rural in the sense that they lack many basic amenities to survive. One rural area I went to in Niger State, they do not even have electricity. The grid, the poles, electric poles, are nowhere near their locality. And I went there to look at boreholes, water boreholes, where they could access clean drinking water. And hitherto to that, they will walk for long distances to streams, 3-5 kilometers, and fetch unclean water and use it for, consume it for basically everything, drinking, cooking, bathing, and what have you, and washing. And that is a lot of exposure to the risk of being contaminated with whatever disease is in there. No matter how much they boil the water, there will still be some disease if they do not treat it in the right way. And so we have been working to improve access to clean drinking water in some of these rural areas. And Wednesday and Thursday I was in southwest Nigeria, in Ondo State, in Akure, in some really rural areas of our local government. At some point when we kept going through the unmotorable road, I was like, why do we really even have to come back? Because I just started getting scared. The road was terrible, and if your car breaks down there, then I'm really not sure how you're going to get out of there easily. Perhaps you need to trek for a longer distance, that is, you want to get out in that single day, or you will have to wait till the next day before someone really goes and pulls your car out of that place. And so it is in the spirit of visiting those rural areas, and I just looked back at the life I had in the city, and so many of us have. It's that we have all these really basic amenities, the cool roads, clean drinking water, electricity to some extent, security to some extent, and I mean, even though we will still compare yourselves to the likes of developed cities, London, New York, or whatever, but the message is all about being more grateful to whatever you have. And being more grateful doesn't mean you are not trying to improve the condition. Some of us still have some things, but we are not grateful for them. Doesn't matter if you're trying to improve them or not. If you aren't grateful for them, you have to first of all be grateful for whatever you have, because there are so many people that do not even have up to what you have. So imagine losing access to clean drinking water, which many of us will take for granted. Like, this is 21st century. Everybody should have access to clean drinking water, but unfortunately so many of us do not have it, or so many Nigerians, so the situation is rather unfortunate. And so being more grateful, showing more gratitude for your health, for the eyes that you have that can see, for the ears you have that can still hear, for the limbs that you have that can still serve you purposely, and all that you have. If you are taking your health for granted, I recommend you visit hospitals and see how people cannot even feed themselves. Some are being fed by whatever that pipe is called. Some have lost their eyesight, so, and some people are even dead, they have lost their lives, they're in the graveyard. So being grateful for being alive, it's a good thing. So you have another opportunity to make things right with yourself and with whoever it is, and even with your creator. So there's this practice I've been doing that for like 3 months now, I think, or 2. I keep journals. I have what is called a gratitude journal, and what I journal in the gratitude journal is simply things I am grateful for. So at the end of every day, after I've like brushed my teeth, showered, and really on my bed trying to sleep, it's really 1 or 2 of the last things I do before going to bed. By the way, I'm in my office. Let me show. Can I switch this camera? Okay, unfortunately I can't. But so yeah, at the end of the day, I open my journal and reflect from morning till evening. What am I grateful for today? And some of those things start with praying my 5 daily prayers in Jama'ah. I'm really grateful for that. Sometimes I miss praying in congregation, and I am totally unhappy about it. So if I pray Fajr in Jama'ah, that's a big win for me. So I'm grateful for God for giving me that opportunity. Sometimes I have a very good conversation with people during the day. Even maybe the conversation is really difficult, but there's still understanding at the end of it. So I'm right down there. I'm grateful for having an understanding with such people, even though we had such a difficult conversation. But at the end of the day, we shall still come to arrival of or we come to agreement of one thing. So there are so many things you could be grateful for. It's your life. I don't know, what are you grateful for? I advise you just get a book today, or a journal. It doesn't have to be fancy. Just write in it daily what you are grateful for today, and keep on doing that. And one of the amazing things about it is that I can open that journal so sometimes I've written since I've written for more than 2 months of things I'm grateful for daily. It's, imagine anytime I open this book and I'm flipping through and reading all the things I am grateful for. Imagine the satisfaction and contentment and happiness it should bring to me. Just like focusing and training your mind to always be grateful. It's just a moment of always being grateful. And imagine if you have years of this gratitude journal. I'm quite sure anytime you feel down and you open that, it's going to be like another reawakening session for you to say, well, say you are in a situation where you have lost something, and then you flip through for months of things you are grateful for. I'm quite sure your attention or mind will shift from what you've just lost to concentrate on things that have been great to you throughout the year. So that's my advice for you today. Get a book, call it a gratitude journal. End of every day, that's literally your last activity. Write down at least 4 different things that you are grateful for, and keep on doing it daily. Do not miss a day. And anytime that you're down, go back and flip through it and see the great things that have happened to you, and you say Alhamdulillah and praise the Lord for granting you all that. Yeah, so it's Friday, it's weekend. Do have a nice time. See you on Monday. Mr. Gomez signing out. Peace.